Ideal client. Sometimes, whenever I see, say, a marketing guru telling you to like identify your client and list the demographics, I just think it's quite weak, because that's never enough to sell to somebody. You need to know far more. And an ideal client, if we're doing it properly and creating a profile, it's that imaginary person that we've made our product for. That's that market we know we're meeting. And it's that imaginary person. Whenever we're writing an ad, whenever we're writing a funnel, or whenever we're writing an email, we're always thinking about them in the mind. That's who we're speaking to. You might have multiple ideal clients. For now, we're going to focus on creating one. And if you want to create an ideal, like a client profile, you need to know two things, or two categories. And one is just your demographics, who they are. The second one is why they buy. So first, this was a bit of a boring one, the demographics. It's just, you have the basics like age, gender, ethnicity, nationality, and it gives you just a bit of a framework. This isn't the meat and potatoes. You can't sell to somebody just because you know the age or the name, unless it's like a birthday card, or like. But as a mass, there's like this isn't enough. You also have like a bunch of other things that tell you about people. So like parental status, income level, education, traditions, cultural background, net worth, housing status, industry, transport use, which is like do they go by car, do they buy? You can think that there's so many demographics that you can sort of segment people into groups, and that's just what they're good for, segmenting those people into groups. Still, just because you've got a group of people doesn't mean that they're going to buy from you. I could put any more, but I find demographics boring, so I'll skip the why they buy. This is the exciting bit. So when you're thinking about your ideal client, their goals and aspirations, their fears, pain points, desires and wants, what really keeps them up at night? What do they see them? How do they see themselves in their own story? How do they, when they see this problem in front of them that they've got, like what's stopping them from solving it? What do they not know? What do they need to know? How are they going to buy from you? Do they make logical decisions? Do they make emotional decisions? Is there a way where are they keen? They don't want to pay this route. They want to pay this route. They hold certain grudges about, like, say, things in the market, and also urgency to solve a problem, self-image. I'll give you an example. When we were looking at the psychographics from one of the companies that we do the marketing for, it's another training business, but we found that like a lot of people in the market were really skeptical about online property trainers, because of just like how many sort of new guys, it's unregulated, new people just come on and tell you, you're gonna make loads of money if you pay like 10 grand to do my training. And so now like that's sort of rubbed off on everyone in the industry. So we found that people's decision making style was very skeptical, and they had this desire. They wanted to be free, have more time, and like be cut out and be sort of a bit of an independent. But their urgency to solve this problem was like stagnated by this idea, this belief that the industry is just full of scammers. So we really went down that angle of like, this is all our company's accounts. We're really transparent. This is like, these are all the deals we've done. So if you want to come with like a trainer that's proven with like all our courses are accredited with 20 years of experience, that you can see how that would start speaking to people, and if they had these beliefs, it's going to solve it. And so we're going to look at how you get answers to these things. And so I can already probably see you thinking about like the demographics for the psychographics for your customers, but we're really just going to let them give you the answers. And how we do it is we're going to go on. I'm laughing because I'm going to tell you something in a minute. We're going to go undercover to like sort of where they hang out and put your finger on the pulse of like what's important to them right now. I've got a fake Facebook account which is just like, it's called Bill Wintergreen. It's like this bald old man, and I was only laughing because it's just its profile picture. I generated it with AI, the profile picture, and it just makes me laugh because you could literally just do this with your own account. I just decided like I'm gonna just make this fake one just so I could go in and like be incognito, but. If you find online where your sort of the idea of your ideal client is hanging out, you can go and see like what they're talking about related to your product. Type into Google like sort of one or two words relating to your industry and see like what are people saying about it. So like they maybe have like an issue that they're going over again and again and again, and they want a solution to it. They may have had like bad experiences. They may have had like a bunch of questions that they never thought has been solved, or like they feel that there's all this stuff out there, but it's just missing this one thing. And you see, like, you can sort of track whether it's like a popular idea because of how many sort of likes and things, how many other people are sort of talking about it, and like and then once you've got that information's like it's like no one, it sort of takes a lot of the times we think like oh yeah, I know the type of customer that we're going to buy, like our client, we can get like our product, we can sort of be a bit blindsided by the fact that like you know, it's not just our own like judgments of what we think our clients want. They have like their own things that we haven't probably considered, and it's just easy just to let them tell us what that is. And then there's examples of Facebook groups is a really good one. There's a Facebook group for everything, and that's sort of where I join people like discussing things related to like what you're doing. Reddit forums, so there'll be a subreddit where people are talking about your area, r/sub property, r/sub care, r/sub IT. Quora forums. Answer the Public is a good one for if you just type in like a few keywords, you can see what people are searching. You get 2 free searches of it per day, and I suppose you can also even like ask ChatGPT about like what's the general market opinion of like this. Google Trends. There's a site called BuzzSumo which is similar to Answer the Public, and then you've got like YouTube communities and comments where you go in and find out the sort of less information about people. And even though I know I've said like let them sort of tell you, if we've got, you might have time to do it, but I think, oh wait, actually I'll come back to that in a second. These are just some of the examples of what you can look for. So what are they saying about your industry? What are the common issues? Are the stuff they've got like, you know, real big problems with, they don't want to take action? Frequent objections, just questions they're always asking. And you might have this in your own business right now when you're taking customers. You'll know like the stuff people want, that you'll know you probably have your own thoughts about the reasons why people are asking you some of the questions. Like sometimes they'll be like, oh, well, is this going to work for me? Is this going to, how can you prove that this is going to be good? And just the underlying thing under there is like just that lack of confidence. And so what can, just write these out, and then we're gonna handle them. But issues with existing providers, that's one of the ones we saw where people were saying, oh, we went with these guys, but they weren't very good, and now we're really hesitant to hand over like any money, even though you guys are a fraction of the price. We've been stung. And so, the first activity of today, which is going to be 5 minutes, but on that front page, I've mapped this out to be, if you have time to go and like do a quick Google search to go and put this into practice, like go into a Facebook group, like think of your people, where do they hang out online, if they've got a problem with something, where do they go? Then we're going to look